Real quick, I just want to show you how to make these energy bites in your food processor. I found this to be so convenient, and I have always loved these to have on hand for toddler snacks, for my own snacks when I'm on the go. And they're also awesome for when you're breastfeeding and you don't have time to make yourself something. So this is a really easy recipe, and it doesn't take any more work just to double it. So this one made me like 28 sort of half cookie size balls. So if you want to double it, then you get like 2 cookie trays. So everything's going to be done in the food processor except for the rolling. All I have in here is a cup of raw cashews and half a cup of rolled oats. You can buy the gluten-free kind if you're celiac. Otherwise, these are gluten-free. You're going to do half a cup of dates. The color of your finished product, like mine were quite dark, that's going to depend on what kind of dates you use. So my dates are a little bit darker, so they made my balls a little bit darker. So the first thing you're going to do with the cashews and the oats is blend that one basically into a flour, 30 to 60 seconds. But any longer than that, and you're going to release the oils from your nuts, and then you'll end up making a butter. So you want to be careful with that one. You want to blend the dates next, and dates are pretty sticky, so they're going to help hold this together, but they're also going to provide the sweetness, natural sweetness, which is awesome. You're going to do 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Then you're going to add half a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and I probably did double because I really like the vanilla flavoring. Quarter cup of salt is really important for bringing out that sweetness. Sorry, not quarter cup, quarter teaspoon. And I did about 1.5 tablespoons of almond butter. You can use any kind of nut butter, seed butter that you want. This is an awesome base recipe, but you can add, remove, change, swap things in and out as much as you want. The only thing you're going to want to be careful of is just how dry or wet the dough gets, and that's totally customizable with adding a little bit more water or a little bit more of a dry ingredient like more oats, for example, if you end up with too watery of a consistency for shaping the dough afterwards. I'm going to have a little affiliate link for this Breville food processor in the description. I have the Sous 12. You can upgrade to the Sous 16 Pro. I find that the 12 does everything I needed to do. I think the 16 just lets you do fries, which we don't need a ton of anyways. But anyways, I use my 12 all the time. I always thought that having a really good blender was a good replacement for a food processor, but I'm finding that having an actual food processor makes all the difference in a lot of key recipes, and especially this one. So I was just checking the dough there, and the consistency is still a little bit dry. So I'm going to add a little bit more water, and you're just going to go like a teaspoon at a time. You can easily overdo it with the liquid, so I'm going to be careful with that. How much chocolate chips you put in here is totally up to you. You can do a couple tablespoons to a quarter cup, just depends on how sweet you want it. This is where you can do soy-free, dairy-free chocolate chips or regular. It's totally up to you and your dietary needs. The size you want to roll these into is totally up to you. I like to have them just bite size, so I use my cookie dough scooper and then I just split that in half. I tried using my David's Tea Perfect Tea Scoop, and that was a big mistake because it didn't want to come out. So don't do that. I'm placing these on a baking sheet just so I can freeze them like this before I put them in a bag or a mason jar. They aren't going to be baked, so you don't have to space them in any kind of way. These are ready to eat right away. They can go in the fridge, they can go in the freezer. They are perfect for gifting. They're actually really pretty, and they're super tasty.